Welcome to the massacre that is the Supreme Court. They just destroyed about half of the Democrats' plans to stop Trump. So they tried at the state level, taking his name off the ballot in Colorado, in Maine, and just recently, I think it was in Supreme Court came out today, this morning, and just now ruled in his favor. It's not just any ruling, it's united. So we'll get to that. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug Tenable. This is where the happy patriots are. Why are we happy? Well, in this case, we're happy because we won. But I've been warning you guys all along. I got people calling me going, what if they take his name off? What if they take his name off the ballot? I'm like, they can't take his name off the ballot. But what about they just now ran it through the Colorado Supreme Court, said they can take his name off the ballot. What do you do if you take his name off the ballot? Well, they're not going to take his name off the ballot. They can't take his name off the ballot because it'll go to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court will not allow his name to be taken off the ballot. They're the highest court in the land and say, no, that's not what the law is for. That's not what the law means down in Colorado. You guys are political hacks. It's that bad. Watch this.
The U.S. Supreme Court rules in favor of former President Donald Trump in his appeal of a Colorado ballot disqualification.
Look, unfortunately for America, the court isn't necessarily wrong that this is the way the framers wanted it to be.
Unfortunately for America, this is the way the founders wanted it to be.
The court isn't necessarily wrong that this is the way the framers wanted it to be.
Even if they're wrong, we're going to get into that dumb take at the very end. Let's get back to the good news.
That applies to Colorado. In all likelihood, it will apply to other states as well.
So Colorado is going to set the precedent. Hey, all other states, you're wasting your time and your frauds. And we're going to underline this for this. The whole theme of the show, tell all your friends, Democrats are the greatest threat to democracy today. Democracy's on the ballot, and Democrats are here to destroy it. Democrats do not want you to vote. Democrats are after your country. They don't want you to vote. Remember that. Spread that word around because they keep trying to pretend like it's the Republicans. And over again, it has only been proven to be Democrats that try to overturn the elections and frankly are running a party-wide insurrection against the country.
So what we have from the court this morning is this decision in favor of President Trump. They essentially say the judgment of the Colorado Supreme Court that he could be kicked off the ballot in this manner does not stand, has to be overturned. Now, it's a per curiam opinion, which the Latin for that is sort of the court speaks. It's supposed to be sort of a unified voice.
Unified voice? Surely on a divided court, they're going like, this court, they're just doing Trump a favor. He bought a Winnebago for Clarence Thomas. That's why he's bought and sold. What about the three Democrat appointees, the three ladies, Kagan, Sotomayor, Ketanji Brown Jackson? Why didn't they give a dissenting opinion on this one? Because it's not political, because this is actual justice. Democrats wouldn't recognize this if it came up and smacked them in the face. This is what bipartisan fairness looks like.
What happens if we tell one state they can do this? The Chief Justice said, what if one state decides, okay, I'm kicking off a Republican, another state says, okay, I'm kicking off a Democrat, and then we get down to just a handful of states that actually have all of the candidates' names on the ballot? What would that do to this country? So it sounds like the majority of the court has come together in this voice to say what happened in Colorado is not correct. It sounds like they're saying states don't have this power, but essentially this is something that should be left to Congress.
So that is the ultimate proof of a totalitarian overthrow of the country, is that Democrats tried to give to the states something that was supposed to be done in Congress. They're trying to take power from Congress. Here's some headlines. New York Times live update. Supreme Court rules Trump stays on Colorado ballot. NBC News, Supreme Court rules states can't kick Trump off the ballot. And CNN live update, Supreme Court opinion on the Trump 14th Amendment ballot case. That's the big one, because they were trying to say that he committed an insurrection and therefore he can't go on the ballot. This is going to say the Supreme Court has technically weighed in on insurrection, so that he did not commit insurrection, even though they're still trying to take his name off the ballot. I think this will help undermine the Jack Smith case also against the president.
Well, I've just been reading the opinion. It's obviously sweeping. There aren't any real dissents, so it does look like it is unanimous, at least on the result.
Whoops. How do you explain that? Sonny Hostin, who says they're trying to give Trump a favor. Nope. This one's united. So they can't claim it's political. You have Sotomayor agreeing that that the state cannot take his name off the ballot. That takes away the political argument already. We can still use that argument against Chutkin. We can use it against Trump not getting justice in New York. That's obvious. We can use that in Fani Willis in Fulton County. You cannot use it with this court. We take it away from you, and the Democrats are mourning.
Now, the most practical result of this is that the voters will be able to vote for the candidate that they prefer. This was a critical moment for this court in history. After all of the years we have spent in this republic, we came to a point where these states claimed that they could unilaterally bar the leading presidential candidate from ballots to prevent people from voting for Donald Trump.
That's the first time it's happened in our country, because that's how bad the Democrats have gotten. That's how Marxist they are. That's how activist they are. That's how anti-Constitution they are and anti-voting they are. They do not want you to vote. Underline that over and over again, guys, all the way to this election, because they're trying to run on it. They're trying to go Trump. He tried to overturn the election. Democrats tried to cancel every election from here out and not have you able to vote for Trump.
They will cast the most important verdict of all. They will vote for the next president of the United States.
And that's the most important thing also I want to say is just the most important choice is what you do at the ballot. Because everyone's also going, but Trump, he got nailed for $400 million in New York. Guys, it doesn't matter. What matters is how you vote and put him in office. Because we can deal with those corrupt judges if Trump is president. The only thing that matters right now, vote for Trump. Let them take all his money. Let them run up all these bad fraud, fake trials against him. Let them do it. Because in November, they're going to get thrown out and Trump's coming to town to give this country an enema.
Look, unfortunately for America, the court isn't necessarily wrong that this is the way the framers wanted it to be.
Unfortunately for America, the courts weren't wrong. Unfortunately for America, she wanted the courts to be wrong. This is incomprehensible to me, but I'm laughing. That's why I'm showing it to you. This is funny. Play it over and over again and laugh at these people. Guys, take the win today.
They wanted Congress, the people who are closest to their constituents, to be able to make the rules and the laws.
She's like at a funeral about Congress, that the people closest to Congress and their constituents should be weighing in on this law. And she's so upset that you can't have a top-down, distant from the people, unaccountable bunch of leaders in states pulling people off of ballots. And that's why we call them Marxists, not Democrats. I'm Doug in Exile. Subscribe.